it's connecting. It's saying we live, but we don't know if it's live yet, so you let me know. So don't say anything incriminating, just in case it's recording. Like that time
It say live.
It say live?
It say live.
Yeah, it just told me you was live.
It's live?
It just told me
My
you
nigga
was
hit the
live.
post notifications though.
Yeah.
Hey yo, my nigga, come on yo, you gotta give me
ready.
that one. That
You
one,
ready.
bro. Appreciate it.
Oh, shit. Marvin gave me the perfect look away. That's my
Yes,
nigga.
indeed.
That's my... Marvin
Hey,
said,
look.
give me a dap. I say, give me this dap, nigga. Right in the face.
Yeah. Steph Curry to Klay Thompson.
Oh,
Well,
wait,
no, I'm
wait,
just-
Pause. Oh, got the first
Wait.
Is that-
You right in the
is that
face?
pause? Right in the face.
It's
Right in the
extreme.
Dick right in the face. No pause. We here. Not safe for
Motherfucking is.
And who do we got today? We got another OG. We OGing it out. Somebody who's been doing it before us, better than us, and we here to soak up some motherfucking game. Ill motherfucking fam. And if you black and if you're from any kind of urban area, you don't pronounce all the motherfucker. You say ill motherfucking. Right? That's how it is, right?
Motherfucker.
We got ill fam on the motherfucking show. Let's give him
Yes,
a hand
sir.
clap out there, bitch. You gotta clap for yourself too. Yeah, fuck it.
Really?
Ooh,
You gonna
and he
give
got
the
the
baby
gold
clap?
on. God damn.
I
How
know
you
he
feel, bro?
blizzard blang blang blah.
It's a great game, nigga.
Oh, real quick, if you watching, because I know you watching, make sure you subscribing right now. Click the link, subscribe. Well, it's not a link, it's just a button, right? It's a button.
Yeah, you hit the subscribe little button.
the subscribe button
and
right
like,
now.
boop, and it light up.
You bitch.
And then look when you go,
That
and then
one
you can
or
hit the
that
little three little dots up in the
That
right hand corner.
I don't like that nigga like that. That one cool though.
And then we hit the little three little dots up in the corner. You know, you can hit like when we go live and shit like that. So
Oh,
you can hit,
notifications.
yeah, all you gotta do is hit that, and then next thing you know,
Listen,
boop, we go live and you know.
can be a hater, but we not stopping. And I'm telling you, I'm keeping an inventory for all you fucks. All you bitches I reached out to. Let's do Denzel Washington. All you
motherfuckers.
You don't point straight. It's just a little bit of a.
You got it.
Yeah.
The little.
Oh,
Oh,
you
you
motherfucker. That
motherfuckers.
nigga fingers is trash.
You motherfucker. I'm putting cases
It's on all you bitches.
motherfuckers.
No, you supposed
So,
to say bitches.
Bitches. Oh,
Yeah.
all
you bitches. I think that's how it went,
I
right?
don't know how it is.
Now,
Thanks
we,
so
now
much
we gotta
for
go back and watch it.
We gotta go back. We're gonna figure this out.
We are.
I'm honored to have you on. And
Thanks,
I say
bro.
that, and
Appreciate
some
it.
people might feel that I'm just kissing ass. I'm not. I don't got to, right?
I
You ain't gotta
appreciate
do
that
what
too.
you gotta do to come here today, and we ain't had to have this set up for you. You
Right.
have knowledge that I want to tap into. You a cool, funny dude. You got a great podcast. One that I've been on. The other one I want to hear more about.
You're right.
I.e. the dope ass fucking shirt he got. So, how you doing, brother?
Things are well. Things are well, man. I'm working as much as possible, man. I love creating. And I like talking. I'm good at it. You gotta be good at something. You know what I'm saying? So that is my forte. I create content all the time. Oh look. It's there. Right there. That's me.
That's you.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
100%.
he the first one to point
100%.
to his own lower third.
Yeah,
That was
100%.
good. I said,
That
what
was
is-
actually really gangster.
I said, is he doing a
That was really-
dance move?
Cause
He
the whole
said, "No,
time,
that shit right there."
hey, look, I gotta be dumb
shit
for a
right
second. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, and then I looked up at the screen and I said, oh shit, let me shut up.
That was kind of hard. That was
I
kind
was
of
like,
hard.
what the fuck is he
That was
pointing
smooth.
at?
That was good situational
That was really good.
awareness.
That was good. Like that was real.
That's a
good. That was
first.
real dope.
That's a first.
It is.
I appreciate that.
So
Appreciate that.
you said you noticed that you have a gift of gab, and I know some of the history, but I want you to say it. How did you jump into this motherfucking space of podcasting?
Oh man.
Because for all of us, it's different, right? Maybe somebody told you, maybe you saw somebody you admired. What was it for you?
All right, I'm from an interesting generation, right? So we were the first niggas to remember. We the first niggas really to remember life without computers, and then learn with them. You know what I'm saying? And come up with them, right? So we washed at this point, but we're familiar with tech. It doesn't intimidate us. That's dope, right?
Right.
So for me, I was a junkie for on-demand content. You know what I'm saying? And my first thing was, I don't even know if they were calling it a podcast yet, but they were just people were recording things online, and they were just dropping them. I download, put it on my phone, on my MP3 player at the time, put it in the car, and when I was working at Circuit City, and I had a nigga like prefab this little pocket for my MP3 player, and I run it right into my head unit pause, and it was.
That's one.
You gotta
We're gonna do
pause.
a pause counter. One. That's one.
No, you gotta pause running into your head unit.
Yeah,
So
We gonna have to get one of them, like a little,
We gotta do a little-
and then the keep count right there. Bling.
absolutely. And that's how I was listening to like not just music in my car. You know what I mean? It went from talk radio to internet shows, I guess, and then just podcasts. And I'm listening to podcast after podcast after podcast. And I have homeboys, so we tried to do. What was the joint Joe Budden was on back in the day?
Joe Budden TV?
But it was whatever he was on. We did the same format, and it was 5 of us, family, and it was like 5 or 6 of us. It was the Willie Bobo. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Kicking the Willy Bobo.
Mm-hmm.
And it was dope. We had little segments and whatnot. Kind of almost, it was definitely the baby Buffy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the problem was, when we talked about this before we went on, is getting niggas all together at the same time.
Unified front.
Yeah, it's so difficult, yo. So it's like, oh, well, niggas gonna meet this day and that day. And it became, well, this nigga can't do it. We gonna wait till next week. And it just never happened
Yeah,
consistently.
transpired, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tried a few other things. And then, time went past. And during this time, podcasting started to grow. And I'm listening to, like, if you go through my phone, through my podcast catcher, and you look, it's wild podcasts I listen to. I'm a podcast junkie. I probably listen to more podcasts than I do music. Which is funny because I listen to a grip of music. I don't know.
How the fuck do you do all that?
Right.
And I know
How
you
you
love
do all that?
wrestling.
Yeah, I don't sleep a lot.
So you pretty much don't care about your family, is what you're saying.
No, I love them.
Like, get away!
I'll get back to you, mother,
You
later.
gotta incorporate them in what you do.
Yeah.
You gotta incorporate. Hey, man, you like wrestling too, right, buddy? Come here, watch this because I gotta watch it. You know what I'm saying? But we basically, I just started developing like just an understanding for what podcasts are, RSS feeds, and then I was like, all right, well, I'm starting to learn this, blah blah blah. I want to make an actual podcast, right? So I'm starting to learn it, and I'm researching and everything. I'm a researcher by nature as well, and just to kind of, I want to know.
Yeah, before you jump
And
all the
so,
way up.
my wife's cousin and I had when we first met, the nigga was talking crazy, and we had a little,
A little
you know what I mean?
situation.
yeah, I wouldn't even call it a beef, but we wasn't cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And slowly but surely, as we grow up, we would see each other intermittently, and it would be, nah, I ain't got no reason to hold on to that.
Right.
So we would just have conversations. What we ended up both understanding is we both like hip hop, and we were both really, really opinionated. And most of the time, our opinions clashed.
That's great for a show.
Right? So we going back and forth, and we'd always butt heads. And we went to a beer and bourbon fest, got drunk, and spent like 2 hours talking hip hop, arguing. And I get the nigga number off Facebook. I need.
Pause. My nigga, pause. No, because you pause for everything.
That's sexual.
I get the nigga number off Facebook. That's a
Right.
pause-worthy shit you'd have got me for. This nigga getting numbers off Facebook from niggas? You
Okay.
know. All right, cool. Now
Okay.
we move on.
I get it.
I like how he had to defend that answer, though. he had a whole, no, nigga, no, you gonna take this L.
I was just waiting for because it's got to be. It's normally pauses direct sexual innuendo. If
Like
no,
mic check.
Yeah.
But it's an actual mic.
Correct.
So it's nothing
No,
sexual
it's
about
no,
it.
not
But
at
that
all.
was pause-worthy.
Yeah, because there is obvious sexual innuendo in checking a nigga mic.
Well, if you get a nigga number off Facebook, it's a little.
Yeah, but you gotta tell the whole story. You gotta tell the whole story. You gotta get there.
I'm clawing to get back. I said, okay, get this nigga.
He's trying. You gotta wait for
He
it.
wiggled his way out that motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
That's a
go ahead.
pause too.
Pause.
Oh, God damn it.
This nigga pause me on my pause.
Got you.
Fuck. All right, I'm sorry.
Got him.
Continue.
So, and I called a nigga like, fam, you want to do a podcast? The nigga was like, yeah. What's a podcast? So I go through and explain it, and then he was like, yo, what should we call it? And I'm like, he a fat nigga. I'm a fat nigga.
He a fat
It's
nigga.
two
I'm
fat
a
niggas.
nigga.
So the fat boys, you know what I mean, the rap group back in the day was 3 fat dudes. You know what I mean? Cool Rockski, Prince Marky D, and Buffy the Human Beatbox. So you got Prince Marky D, Cool Rockski, where's Buffy?
You
perfect.
So I was gonna. God damn you.
That was really.
You're good because I was
that
going.
was
Hey,
smooth.
so where'd you get the name from?
And thus, here we have it. Where's
That's smooth,
Buffy?
y'all.
Yeah.
That's real
love
smooth.
it. So let me ask you another question. Then Marvin got some questions to ask too. We're gonna just talk today freely, right?
Absolutely.
That's what we do.
Why the fuck you ain't tell me when I came on the show what you did tell me? That I had to have an in-depth, deep knowledge of hip-hop. They were going to break down CDs. I knew what I was going to get, but I didn't know y'all motherfuckers really about that hip-hop life. Like, you may be a walking encyclopedia.
Of useless knowledge. It's amazing. Like
Well,
I know
not
a whole lot
necessarily.
of stuff.
Nah, knowledge is knowledge, bro.
Yo, what's the Montreal screw job?
The Montreal screw job.
Absolutely.
This is a sexual thing, right?
No.
Oh, this is a hip-hop shit?
No.
Montreal.
Montreal
Marvin know.
screw
Marvin
job.
probably did it.
Montreal screw job is the biggest story in wrestling ever, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. But it's useless knowledge. It's one of the biggest. It's where
Oh,
wrestling
I do
was
know what
kinda
this
real,
is. I
was
know.
kind of fake.
Hart was Hitman Hart part of it. I heard this on the podcast. And was it Sting?
Nah.
What's the other dude? God, nah, not Sting. What's the motherfucker with the put the face white shit on his face?
Pause.
Come on. He got it. Man, what's the
When you
nigga's
said
name,
it,
man?
when you said it, I was like,
So
oh shit.
I'm not sure who put the white stuff in his face, but it was actually Shawn Michaels
Shawn Michaels and who else?
and Bret the Hitman Hart.
That's okay. All right. So,
Yeah.
what's the other nigga with the white shit on his face, though?
Oh.
He a legend. He was on WCW for a minute. He was
Sting.
in WWE. Sting, right?
Sting. He was in town yesterday too.
Why I say Sting and everybody looked at me like they ain't know who the white nigga?
I
Y'all
see
remember
what the fuck
Sting?
you
He
talking
looked like the Crow. But he was
Yeah.
Sting. All right, anyway. Fuck
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
But-
so, you know that. You have ability to
It's-
have all that shit in your head.
Yeah, it's kind of why I do this too. It's kind of like, oh, I like to talk about stuff that people don't know. You know what I'm saying? And like, oh, all right, this nigga put me on. But also, I start listening for like everything either trended older than me, which is TV and radio shows, or younger than me, which is podcasts and a lot of online content where niggas is talking about Lil, Young, Rocker, Yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't relate to them. I can't relate to them all the way. I mean, in some places
That's
I can
right,
meet
right,
them
Right,
there.
right.
But I was like, man, there isn't a whole lot of content for me specifically.
That in between shit.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Wash niggas is what I like to call them.
Wash
And yeah, we wash. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Shout out to my nigga Broccoli Balboa on the Freshly Washed podcast. Anyway, it's just a thing where like I felt like there was a space.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
A niche to feel.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Supply
That's
and
fucking
demand.
genius. First of all, I just like it was very smooth how you broke down the origins of the name.
Right, that was really
I
dope.
appreciate that. I'm taking notes. I'm taking mental notes how you did that.
That's what's up.
I like that.
That was real
What you
sweet.
got, Marv? I know you got something over there, motherfucker.
Well, I mean, as far as like the hip hop game and your exceeding knowledge of it, and how do you feel like you're addressing that as far as going forward with your podcast and creating that kind of, I want to say, like that bridge between the people that you consider to be washed or whatever the case is to fabricate it into how it's going to relate to the communities now.
So what we like to do, we have a segment on our show. We don't do it every week, but it's called the Legit Check, right? We look at like classic albums, or not necessarily classic albums, but old school albums from the era, as my partner Diz likes to call. Shout out to Diz, shout out to LK, shout out to Broccoli
We gotta
Balboa,
get
shout out
y'all
to
on.
Matt Damon. It's called a Legit Check. And we look back at albums from the era, which is like the late mid-90s stuff, all those classic Defile Mike records, and we look at those and see like, okay, did those albums stand the test of time? Let's re-listen now in today's environment. But we're constantly trying to like talk hip hop in a frame of knowledge that we deal with, like we live through. So I started listening to hip hop. My first recollection of hip hop was seeing the De La Soul's "Potholes in My Lawn" video on like Yo MTV Raps or something. And I mean,
Damn, Yo MTV Raps,
Right.
nigga, shit.
so between there and I watched Lil Young, Jay, whoever 15 minutes ago on Revolt, which actually still, if you want to watch videos, go to Puff.
Okay. He got an actual
MTV
catalog.
is it? I don't know what the MTV stands for anymore.
Yeah, that's a reality TV show
You know
channel.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, nobody plays videos anymore.
Matter of fact, I didn't know they still had MTV out. I know VH1 was still popping with the whole reality TV. MTV still a thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
matter of
I
fact,
haven't watched shit in like
what's her name?
fucking years.
Ridiculousness. With the skateboard dude. I forgot his
it
name.
is.
Rob
Okay,
Dyrdek.
now,
Yeah, they
but-
took over that goddamn
Wildin'
thing.
Out. Wildin'
yeah,
Out is
Wildin'
on
Out.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they took over all that shit. Yeah.
All right, so yeah.
There's
I'm
a
sorry
couple
to cut you
shows
off.
out there that's just running shit. So.
Back to what you were saying.
Nah,
Sorry.
I think I finished my point.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, he
okay.
did. He kind of did.
No, it's something. So it's something that I definitely appreciate, especially once I was in the atmosphere, the environment. I said, "Oh, this is fucking dope." Like our podcast is more of like we like to touch on all different markets. Of course, I have certain centric topics like MMA, fitness, shit like that. But we like to talk and
I don't
touch
do
with
none of that.
everybody.
Right.
But I do like coming on and then seeing how you guys deep dive into hip hop. Like I left them.
If I remember correctly, did you guys come on? That wasn't a Biggie episode, was it?
Biggie joint.
I think it was right by, was it when Ready to Die first released?
Yeah, it was like the 10-year anniversary or something like
and
that.
so we had to. Oh no, this is
20
more.
years, 20.
Yeah.
I'm bugging.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting I'm older. You know,
I think
everything.
Yeah,
I feel like it was 10
nigga.
years ago.
Yeah.
I met my. It's like, nah, nigga,
Nah,
that was
nigga,
20.
20.
Years ago. But maybe not 20. But
Yeah, not for high school, but
But
yeah,
for the
them,
album,
yeah,
yeah.
for them.
Yeah,
album.
and so
I forgot how good that album was.
oh man,
And your podcast,
Mhm.
for those who are watching it or maybe hip hop enthusiasts, this podcast reintroduces you. Like, damn, I was trying to prepare, right? And I'm sitting listening. I'm like, yo, this shit, what the? I'm listening to little, like you said, little Lils in them. No disrespect, because I like some of them shits too, right? Lil Baby, this shit be rocking.
that
Right.
nigga can rap,
Right.
And a lot of niggas
On the
my
low.
age don't know that.
On the
That
low. It's
nigga
a
can
couple
rap.
of them, though.
Who?
It's a couple of them.
You talking about Lil Baby?
Yeah.
Is it
Oh,
Lil
yeah.
No, not Lil Baby.
The
I'm
Baby
sorry,
too. No,
Lil
Lil Baby too. The
Yeah.
Baby
I don't know
can-
about Lil Baby. I'm
Lil
be
Baby,
honest.
his album
Lil
jumped. I
Baby-
ain't even gonna lie.
The Baby
Lil
got
Baby
bars.
can rap.
Yeah, he can rap.
But Lil Baby and them, we ain't got to get into that.
All right.
On your show, it not forces you, but it allows you to feel comfortable with being a wash nigga again.
Absolutely.
Like, because you find yourself too young to identify with the old heads. Man, shut your little ass up. And too old to be even embraced by the new young kids, even though you like, bitch, everything y'all did, we saw it coming. Didn't like Jay-Z tried to stop it. T-Pain was fought against it. They said, fuck you, we gonna take over anyway. So it's that perfect middle where we can sit down as old men and be like, yeah. Like, I'm gonna really appreciate y'all podcast the older I get.
Right.
Because who the fuck else is doing it?
No.
So I'll be able to sit down, have to cook up, man, put Where's Buffy on. Let's just reminisce about the old wash days.
Yeah,
And
'cause-
you gonna laugh.
And you're gonna laugh. It's funny.
Right.
I like it, so I appreciate that shit.
yeah.
I appreciate that, man. We working, man. We really just trying to grow our audience now. We got our format down. We got our content down. It's really about growth now and moving forward. You know what I'm
Name
saying?
some of the
Right,
people
so-
you had on. Sorry, Marvin. I feel like I'm gonna get better at watching. Pause. Whoa, I was about to say something really pause worthy. I'm gonna get better at reading your fuck. How am I gonna think myself with this pause? Body language. I saw you was about to say something, but I caught it too late before I said something.
It's all right. No, you gotta
Am
put
I-
it
am
down.
I-
You gotta
am I-
put it down. You gotta
I'm
put
about to watch your lips. I say no.
Nah, I'm
So-
definitely not about to
So
watch your
I see
lips,
you
nigga.
got something. I'm just gonna say this real quick. So
No, go ahead,
fuck, I'm about to
handle it.
forget it. Come on, come back.
You already forgot.
Come back. Oh fuck, it's leaving me. Oh, the show. This is where I got it. Sorry about that, y'all. You have some dope people out of the city, MCs that came on. Name some of them, and then name some of the coolest interactions or things y'all experienced while they was on. Some of your favorite artists out of the DMV. area.
So
Sorry.
off the bat, family. Last week's episode, Fever Leo came through.
Yeah. He just
he's-
dropped something too, didn't
He's
he?
family. Yeah, man. God don't bless no suckers.
Ooh, I gotta go listen to that. It's on
That
right
is
there.
the most. That might be the best. Yeah, it's on everything but
I'm about
title.
to get it right
Jay,
now.
fix it, nigga.
Jay, fix it, nigga.
Yeah.
One more
We
time,
need that.
the name of the artist and
Fever Leo, God don't bless no suckers. One of the favorite projects I heard is the Ivory Stoop from Jay Royale. I discovered from doing what we do and meeting Jay, and Jay's the homie. Of course, Green.
Got
Yeah, everybody in the city, man.
Got
You know what I mean?
Green a beast.
Yeah.
God damn, that boy nice.
DDM is dope.
DDM nice as shit. He
True.
doing things too.
Mhm.
I mean, D moving. No, fuck y'all. And we ain't got to say pause because we know how D rock. So I wish the fuck you would say pause because you know how D rock. Yeah. Yeah. You damn right, D. Anyway, DD.
Pause.
No, we can't pause somebody who.
There was too many D's right there. You did a whole
There
lot
was
of
too
D's.
many. There was too many.
You can't pause somebody who don't have a pause button. Literally. He bout to play. He bout that play life.
I don't want to discuss.
He said,
He said, I don't want
Alright,
no
DD,
part
I'd
of
rather,
that.
I'd rather not discuss that.
Ain't got nothing to do with that.
But
No.
he nice.
Oh,
Basically
no,
what
no.
you saying, he
That's
nice.
a fact,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
And entertaining.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
motherfucker,
saying?
man. He has that je ne sais quoi.
National
You
wise,
motherfuckers.
we've had a couple battle rappers on, Chilla Jones, A Verb, and
Oh,
a
A
lost
Verb.
a lost interview
Oh,
with
he's
T
always
Top because T Top was off at Lean that night and it just the audio was awful. What's the Hey Crack from the Ricky Smiley show?
That's hard. Stay right there for a second. Cause I listen to Hair Crack every goddamn morning.
Right.
I need to go listen to that fucking
That
podcast
nigga
first of
wild.
all.
First of all, he wilded out. and he was a real nigga. He was a real nigga because we were asking about like his interviews, kind of this kind of, and it was like an uncensored thing. He really didn't have no cut cards either. I was like, how was meeting such and such? He was like, oh, she smelled amazing, nigga. She
I like him.
Like,
Right.
no,
I like him a lot, Head Crack. Okay.
Head
Pause.
Crack a real nigga. Yeah.
He can rap too, right? I know he kind of freestyle on air, but I feel like
Yeah.
he could rap if he wanted to. I never heard it.
No, he freestyles.
Yeah. No, he's got songs. He's got a group
Oh.
called the Bodega Boys.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
He from
Ain't
New
know
York
that.
too, right?
Or is that Bodega Brothers? Bodega Boys is Jesus Amaro.
Okay.
I think they're Bodega Brothers.
Okay.
But yeah, he can rap. You know what I'm saying? He
Smart
just
dude,
did
articulate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like him. Very analytical too. He thinks.
Mhm.
Or at least on the breakfast. That's not what the fuck.
Ricky
is
Smiley
that?
Morning
Ricky Smiley Morning.
I'll say the Breakfast Club.
Right. I'm like,
He is
Bob?
like that. Sometimes sometimes people just say shit and agree with other people. Not saying just to do it.
the yes
And
man.
he'll be like, well, I think really, I like him. I like his take a lot of times. Sometimes like, well, you can say Takashi is da 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 da, but if you think about it like this, so shout out Head Crack. But Head Crack, you had on.
We had probably one of our most interesting guests, Khalila Salim, young lady who did I want to say like 5 in like a Cuban prison because she got caught muling for her boyfriend at the time.
Damn.
Fuck, yo.
That had
she
dude
was
gotta
on,
listen to that.
She
one.
was on Locked Up Abroad. That was amazing.
Oh, we got.
Damn. And she was on locked up.
Can you
bro.
send me
So
that
now-
link?
Yeah.
When we done.
Yeah,
That
100%.
is. I like to even put a post up on the pages about that. That sounds like something really.
It was really and
Right.
and
Locked
in
Up Abroad.
that with that interview, really it was my partner Diz. Diz
Shout out
really
Diz.
did the majority of kind of getting
legwork.
that story across and just letting her tell her story was amazing. Some of the flex joints. So Joel Ortiz when he was signing to Shady.
Nice.
Fam, you had Joel Ortiz on.
right.
Yeah. We had
That nigga nice.
rapper
Right.
Big Pooh from Little Brother.
Okay.
We just recently, in the past year, sat down with Sky Zoo when his project was coming out, and we did had Conway from Griselda. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Illa G also. If you remember, Hold You Down, that Mobb Deep record.
Yeah.
The other dude, Illa G, the other dude that rapped on Hey, he
okay.
was on the show too. So we've kind of had a mix of like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, all sorts of folks. We had a guy, cigar expert Billy Boulevard. We've had some folks on.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's
you know
dope.
What I mean?
It's like either hip hop or hip hop related.
Yeah, it's got to be somewhere in the culture. So I definitely
Rap
respect
niggas
that,
like
man.
cigars. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! Especially
Like
when
every rap
you
video
one of
and
them
shit.
big time money moguls and shit.
All day.
With the cigars. But before Nick had rudely interrupted
I'm
my
sorry.
ass.
I'm sorry.
That's that short nigga complex
It
shit.
is.
Say
It
that.
is.
I'm not
But
I'm not gonna stand
I-
for the short nigga slang. To be honest, I'm not gonna stand for it.
He was not gonna
He
stand
got
for
an
it.
intro. This
No,
motherfucker.
you, hold up, do you got it? Never
Not
mind.
you, him, not you.
What happened?
Height, nigga, height.
Oh, all right.
Oh, Jesus. I ain't talking about my dick.
No,
I
but
mean,
I
you
know.
turn around. You turn around.
No.
No,
He's
he's not going to.
He's got a let him ask a question. He got a question.
So I know you said right now was right. I guess because you were talking about how you want to work on building the show because you got the format. You got right now you working on collecting all the keys and now you're trying to work on opening up the doors. So as far as like the doors that you're trying to open or the windows you're trying to get through or crawl through, where do you see yourself or how do you see yourself trying to like manifest all the rest of that to come to fruition?
This thing right here. I want to get on everybody's phone. I want to be on your phone. I want to get notifications when I get on your phone. And I want y'all niggas to look forward to me jumping on your phone, whether it's YouTube, whether it's your podcast, whether it's anything. You know what I'm saying? The content is where I want to meet you. Oh, look, I'm there again. You see it?
He's there
You see
again.
it? I'm there again.
Oh, shit, you're not
100%.
there. That was Marvin.
That was me.
Let's get you back again.
Hold on.
Now you
Marvin.
there
Well,
again.
shout out
There
to
you go.
Marvin.
Now you back.
Shout out to Marvin.
Appreciate it.
So
Appreciate it,
over
bro.
Over here, should have been Marvin. Should have been Marvin right there, right?
He always getting me to do this shit. I swear you about to do a dance move. Like you about to do one of these.
Oh, nah.
I said, we doing a lower third.
Pop
Nah,
locking,
shit.
pop and locking.
Listen, if we do that in the future, remember to shout this motherfucker out. Like, yeah, y'all know motherfucker find that. We're going to start doing that shit and we're going to shout him out, show love. I like how you doing that.
Absolutely.
That's dope. Anyway.
But yeah, I look at it like kind of like just a multimedia thing, man. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/c/where's Buffy. We're trying to meet niggas where they at, man.
Right.
Everything is about phone time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Music is competing with Netflix, competing with this coming week, Disney Plus. You know what I'm saying?
With a Walmart fight with some 2 country motherfucker. Like it's,
Right.
it's so much shit out
Even
here
the
to
Popeyes
digest.
chicken sandwich. Say no.
100%. But you are all competing with
Fat
all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's tough to let that fly. I know it's going that way. However, I'm really the only fat guy in the room. Anyway,
Hey, I'll pull my belly out if you want to prove something.
one more
Now
time.
it's
One more time. Can we just do this with me and you, pause?
Yeah,
damn. I guess
Just
that was
pause
a
it.
little
There.
pause.
That's all right.
You didn't say my dick.
Nah,
wiggle,
but you
goddamn.
wanted to take his clothes off. I don't.
Ah!
Why?
Yeah, when you said
All
put
right,
my belly, when you said put
Nelly
my belly
wasn't
out.
even singing his song.
It's getting
Hot in here.
All right, so look, real quick, you stay there, and you talking about competing, right? And we either have had conversations off camera or on your podcast, and we might have even touched on it. But in this sphere we're in, right, where it's not a competition, but you see the analytics, you see the views, you see the likes, and most people, when they put energy to something, they want to see it grow. They want to see it transform and evolve and progress, right? How do you keep the love of doing what you're doing, right? Being married, also having a family, and not get so tied up into the analytics of who's liking, who's viewing, who's sharing, who's subscribing. For us, at least for me, I let Marvin speak on his behalf. I don't give a fuck. And why I don't give a fuck? I obviously give some type of fuck if you see the set we got, right? But I find myself you get trapped in that dopamine drip of like, oh, are they liking or not liking? Who's commenting? Come on, love me, love me. It's like, you know what? No, I want to have somebody who I genuinely, I'm interested in. I like what they're doing. And if they like it, cool. And if it turns into something cool. Do you have any similar feeling about that? Or do you like, no, man, I really want this shit tomorrow to get to 100,000 da da homes? And like, what keeps you going and what keeps you from stopping?
Love
when it
the
comes
art,
to
not
this?
the critics. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
It's I don't
Hold on. Say it one more time.
Art,
love
not
the art, not the critics.
Gang.
That's game.
Because if I
Sign that when you sign that on the wall, too.
Ooh,
Yeah,
man.
Go ahead.
if I sit here and make what I make, and it's funny, and I look back at it and I laugh, and my nigga hit me tomorrow like, yo, you stupid. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
That's what I want. I want to laugh when I watch it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas, I love y'all, but
We love y'all, but suck a dick.
nah.
The females.
Nah, I
The
just
females.
Pause.
no, I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
even.
pause.
I don't. I just don't want to go that far. But at the end of the day, like, what makes you laugh? I mean, not gonna make me laugh. I'll make me laugh. You know what I'm
But
saying?
we
Right.
also know some people will shadow like your shit. I'm kind of talking
Yeah.
to them, not just the casual. Because listen, like you said, there's so much shit out there. You can't fault someone for going on their timeline. They following 3,000 people and missing your shit. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But it's the motherfuckers that are quietly watching you,
Oh.
and they know they like your shit, but they don't like. They
No,
finger go.
let me
"Ooh."
hold on. Let me go
Right
ahead.
there.
Let me go ahead and tug on the cape of the Batman real quick. So the worst part about it is when you see somebody and they like, yo, I see you doing your thing. Like you got the podcast. Yeah, I mean, y'all shit is dope. I'm like, nigga, I ain't seen you like that shit not once. I know
once.
your name on Instagram, nigga.
Man, what? Don't share.
Did you? I'm like, did you follow? They like, oh, they like,
talking about
well, I
somebody
ain't,
specific,
I
too.
just quoted on it.
It's a mindset.
yeah,
It's more than just one. You know what's so funny?
Yeah.
Freddie, you a dirtbag,
You
nigga.
dirty
Hit that like
motherfucker.
sometime, Freddie.
You dirty mother. But what's crazy?
Freddie,
is that
Lucy, Bella, whoever the fuck you are, hit the
All of 'em.
motherfucker.
they
All of 'em.
slowly are turning over, and they. So we ain't got to get into that energy. I
Right.
just I
Don't
know
get
that
into that
some
one,
for
yeah.
some people, right? Some
It's that
people are
shadow
killing
liking,
themselves
yeah.
because their page ain't doing this or their Instagram model, and it's like. I was just curious from another creative, like how do you keep yourself fulfilled with this shit? And it's like you said, it's for the love of it.
Right.
Yo, you know, Instagram is actually thinking of
Yep.
taking away
I
likes.
just
Yep.
reposted this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just posted it,
So-
and I heard it on the radio on the way here. They
Yeah.
were talking about it. They was having like,
Yeah,
like,
and
oh,
it's-
some
it's-
people gonna lose their mind.
First of all,
Yeah.
you can buy those likes, you can buy those views. So you're being lied to all over again. You're being manipulated into liking something that maybe no one else fucking likes. But since you were fool enough to play for the game and let the game play you,
Right.
it's like, man, look,
Hey, FYI, it's not the likes, it's the engagement. Go ahead, though.
all day.
All day.
Yeah,
That's the
real
truth.
talk. I'd rather have 10 engaged, real followers who. It's not even about a follower. Look, you on a journey with us. You learning with us, right? I don't even
Right.
like to say followers or fans because I'm no more important than anyone else.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just always wonder about that, and I try to steal any. So I'm gonna steal that motherfucker. We say love the art, not the critics. What was it?
Yep.
I like that.
I like that. Right.
I like
And I know for me, like even on my Instagram page, like I mean, I guess for me, being as though like I do fitness and stuff like that,
No diesel shit.
and not really, but thank you, I appreciate it.
Weird energy.
Oh, you know what? We talked about that earlier, didn't we,
Weird
Nick?
energy.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. What you say? Yeah?
Weird energy. This nigga's- this
But
guy's
I know
got a
I get
nice
tired-
body on him.
I've
This got a
thought
nice
about it.
body.
Look,
Yo,
man.
but I know I've thought about it from my perspective, and when I look at my Instagram and I think about, I've thought about it, and I've actually taken a back seat to my page for a while, and it's because I thought about it too much. Like, it's entertainment, it's so on and so forth. I'm like, but I'm trying to get across a message. I'm like, I don't know if people are gonna like it, whatever the case is. But they say that regardless of what you do, no matter how you do it, 50% of the people are gonna like you, the other 50% aren't. You just gotta deal with it. Deal with the 50% that like you and make that part grow. Don't worry about the 50% who's not gonna like your content regardless of what you do.
Yeah, the real tough part though is when you start to look at that 50 that like you, right? And then there's that there's a maybe 5% of that 50 would be like, I like these niggas, they funny. You know what I'm saying?
Another 45 is like, I'm gonna wait till they get that guest on.
Some niggas
be
be
cool to like them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bitch, why you
all
there?
through the blinds.
Who's
Chan.
that creeping in my window?
That's okay though. I got a mental inventory. I'm watching. I'm peeping shit.
Yeah, you got
so
to.
when the inevitable comes, close your ears. 'Cause I know it's suck my dick backwards. You know what time it is.
How
Don't
you say
ask for
backwards?
no
How
fucking favors.
You start with the ball.
Do not
No,
start
what
with
it
them. And
is-
I ain't shaving
what
them
it is
bitches
is
either.
they-
I'm not shaving them. They're gonna be dirty.
So you
Suck my dick because you was not there, but you posted
gotta-
them weekend. Anyway, I'm getting mad.
so the sucking the
Hey,
dick.
y'all niggas, hey,
Not
listen,
the face
y'all
right.
folks that are late to the party,
Yeah,
you are welcome
it's a
to
lot
jump
of
on the
pasta.
bandwagon. Just get in the back of the bus.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, no, I'm gonna need you. But get in the
Yeah.
fucking back.
Get in the back of the bus.
Hey, you be right next to the bathroom. You know the Greyhound bus. You smell all that shit. That's what the fuck you getting. We got a little. We got about 10 minutes before we wrap this up. But I want to get into black wrestling. So as a kid, I love wrestling.
And I actually
I love wrestling. Especially as a black kid, right? Back in the day, that was some of the most entertaining shit we had outside of like black belt theater. I'm talking my age.
I
Yeah,
got you.
right around
before.
bum,
It
right?
was like wrestling, black belt theater. And if you was a real nigga, it was like WWE superstars, maybe at like 10. Then like 11, you got like
remember getting up,
WCW
right.
Worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Where you got to see the niggas without the muscles. So WWE had the niggas with the muscles.
The roided niggas.
The WCW NWA niggas look like niggas that just got off work. Dusty Rhodes and all them niggas shout out. And then Black Belt Theater came on, and maybe you stayed around for Soul Train after that. And that was a real nigga Saturday afternoon.
Real
You know what I'm
talk.
saying?
I got introduced you to my man Brandon Butler too. So as we got older, right? Sometimes certain childish things you leave behind you, and for whatever reason, wrestling sometimes get ridiculed, especially maybe even in the black community. Because I think, and maybe in the white community or suburbia, as Jay like to say all the time, they still rock with that shit. But like you can't go to a barbershop and be like, yo, you saw that wrestling match last night? I feel like you gonna automatically get met with some kind of like
Pause.
Jesus Christ.
automatically get meat.
You gonna go in there and get me?
What barbershop? That nigga at that naked barbershop, yo. Stay out of
That was
naked
the
barbershop.
gayest video ever.
The one on Gay Street.
That was the gayest fucking video
Hey,
ever
yo,
in my
what's
life
wrong
I've
with
ever
gay? Y'all about to get flagged.
Hey, look.
Because I'm cool with gay. I ain't gay, but I'm cool
I ain't got
with
nothing
it.
against him,
Y'all
but I'm
some
not
gay
going to no
haters.
barbershop and
Y'all
let no
some
nigga
gay
swing his
Oh,
wood
no,
in
I
my
just
face.
like the joke, and yeah, I'm not coming with that. No,
I'm not. That's not me. I'm just
That's
saying.
my favorite barbershop we talking about.
Oh my.
That's where you get your head bald at, nigga.
True indeed. So it's cool that not only you doing this love for hip hop, right? But also the love for wrestling. Was that also started around the same time as this podcast? Where's Buffy? How did that come?
So now, Black Wrestling Podcast, man. Shout out to Cal. Shout out to Brother Math.
This is a whole different group of guys you work
Yes.
with. Okay.
Yeah, one more time. It started with my nigga Cal. He was one of those. It wasn't necessarily a podcast. The nigga was just recording on his phone and posting the links online. There's no RSS feed. Couldn't get through it through iTunes. None of that. He was just posting it, and it was a nigga I followed on Twitter, and I just was like, oh well, let me see what this nigga's talking about. And so he was doing black wrestling by himself. What happened? He ended up getting a job writing. He's a writer for Complex.
Okay.
And he stopped doing the show.
Okay.
Where's Buffy had started getting some traction. We had really started kind of getting into our groove and creating. And I was like, man, I'm always hitting this nigga Math about Math thing, M-A-T-T-H. Math. And I put the F in it, but ain't no F in it.
Fuck with it.
Um,
Fuck with it.
we would always talk about wrestling, and I'm like, man, yo, we should bring back black wrestling. Now, Cal is in Jersey, so we do everything over Skype, record it, put it out. But it just made sense for us, and it's a couple of things. You talk about the early days of wrestling when niggas watched it, man. Niggas got Coco Beware, Junkyard Dog, everybody some kind of animal. You know what I mean?
Jake the Snake.
You know what I mean? But you just had a bunch of like
Well, he's not black.
the representation was trash back in the day. And as time goes along, you realize, man, there hadn't been a bunch of black champions. I mean, you had a Ron Simmons, but you didn't have your Booker T and them niggas. But it was always very few and far between. And it's like, as the podcast space started to grow, there still is a huge, like, a bunch of wrestling podcasts. And I was like, I don't hear my voice there. Same thing is Where's Buffy, but just in a different way. Like, there are no black voices. So I'm like, nah, yo.
Feel the need.
Yeah.
Feel
Black
the need.
wrestling. First thing we did, we hit Cal like, fam, what do you think about bringing the show back, but in this format? And I mean, it started like maybe Royal Rumble 2 or 3 years ago, and it just rolled. And we've done a few things, kind of introducing like independent black wrestlers to our audience, and
They come on, like, you have wrestlers on to come on your show?
usually we don't, because we're kind of we're more opinion and news based as far as what we're doing. However, we are working on something right now where we're talking to independent wrestlers.
We got the
That sounds
exclusives.
so
We got the
Specifically-
exclusives.
Specifically, black women independent wrestlers, and
Ah.
talking about a voice that is doubly not spoken for,
Right.
which is the not necessarily just the minority, the double minority, the black woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
And
She
we're
has
talking
a
about
double standard for her.
100%. And so we're working on something. We got something working. I've been on the phone and Skype with a few names that you may or may not have heard before. If you are in that wrestling space, wrestling, if you will. And we got something on the way, man. It's definitely coming soon.
I
Well,
got
we
a
can't-
bunch
yeah,
of
that's gonna
homies
be
that love
dope.
that shit. I got a
Yeah.
few ideas. You tell me if you're interested in them or if you're already doing them. Are you guys covering any kind of events as media for wrestling? And why the fuck not? Even if it's not the top tier, which is kind of hard to get press credentialing, the local shows.
We working on them. We've got a few little relationships. We've been in contact. But we work a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that.
Two
I know that.
podcasts. I got 2.5.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's usually really a time thing. But
dig
that's something we are definitely working on. Shout out to the folks at MCW. They are very far away though, most of their shows.
I like that. I like a lot of times you see with MMA, Joe Rogan does these fight companions or live reaction videos. I would tune in if I could hear the prism of your show, watching and breaking down. Like, listen, you know, the history of wrestling, maybe the significance of the particular wrestler that we're watching, the funny off-color comedy you're gonna be doing. I know a lot of motherfuckers that still love it, that will love that, and even someone like me who maybe want to kind of be reintroduced to it. I think that'd be something cool
So
too.
those are called watch-alongs.
Watch-alongs, okay.
They call watch-alongs. It's a
Okay.
thing that's done already, and that might be that's gonna be a time thing, another time thing, but we will do it when that Patreon. We start hitting that Patreon. We'll talk.
I like it, man.
Yeah,
I
most
really
definitely.
like what you're doing. I'm excited. I got it. We got to shout out them two podcasts we were talking about. It was the young lady and what's her name again? Who was went to jail for 5 years? She was a mule for her boyfriend. husband.
Kalila Salim.
I need that one. I need that one.
Yeah, that's
screenshot,
really-
Send me the link so I can repost them. Check that out. And it was another one you were talking about. Come on, fellas. Come on, Marvin. You
Was it
listening
Joel
to
Ortiz or was it
Joel Ortiz? I feel like it was a.
No, it was
think it
another
was
one.
Joel Ortiz. Was it Joel
No, it was another one. It was another one. I was trying to think of the different names he was
Definitely
spitting
wanna
out
hear that one.
that he was talking about. I forgot it now.
This nigga
Lost
smokes
that train
so
of thought.
much crack.
Yeah, my train of thought only
One
lasted
of the
like 2
biggest.
seconds.
I mean,
so.
the biggest interview that we've gotten great reaction on was Conway. People love Conway.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, you know, them niggas is on the come up, and you seeing that Griselda camp is releasing something new like every single week. So that's one of the folks that people have kind of attracted to, and one of the biggest like number wise.
Gotcha.
Goes crazy.
Okay.
Right.
What let's also talk a little bit about your executive producing or producing roles.
Oh, man, listen, Niggas be calling me.
That's
yo,
why he got on
like,
them Gucci frames
'cause
sitting next to
'cause
my
I-
ass. They
I mean,
blind in this shit.
Can we talk about that?
Look
Is
at the
that
Gucci
something to talk
frame.
about?
Look at
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we can
because
zoom
I
in.
know you executive produced the AO podcast.
I,
Or is it produced or what is it?
this
No,
more
don't
of a-
Tell them
He
motherfuckers
trying
what to do.
Hey, look, he trying to be
Nah,
humble
I'm
about this shit,
definitely-
but
definitely not, man. I'm just
Shout 'em
just
out too,
helping
they be coming
niggas,
on
man.
soon.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, them
Hey,
niggas
yo,
funny
oh
too.
my
Those
Jesus,
niggas
that's gonna be a
funny.
fun-
They just dropped the episode.
they can keep up with you, Nick. It's like,
Nah, I can't keep up with them
Them.
motherfuckers, boy.
I-
They,
yo,
they gonna be fun.
I heard.
Anyway,
I definitely heard it was definitely a dope podcast.
Yeah,
Nick was
they cool. with
Nick
running
was
the
came
red
back
lights.
like, hey yo, let me tell you about this.
Even though
You
he
know how
spent the whole
chipmunks do?
time with a mic in his face.
So let's talk about pause. And let's talk about the producer role. How the fuck did you miss that?
So
Producer?
that evening,
It was fuck this
the
little
plan
nigga.
was because they're a big show.
Right.
They're a huge show. The plan was 6 girls, maybe a guest, but normally they said most girls wouldn't come in, and sometimes you have to accommodate for more than what was planned.
Right.
And that's kind of what happened that night. It was just like we wasn't ready.
I dig.
We wasn't ready.
Hey, I
and
know
it
how
was
that
like
goes.
30 niggas, and they put their
Boom.
guests to the side. But we
We freaked. It was still fun.
Oh,
We
no,
had-
it was
had a good
definitely
time.
enjoyable.
We touched a bunch of good topics. I would recommend another podcast to check out of the DMV with some beautiful, strong, courageous, retarded women. Retarded in the best way possible. Especially if they have any children that deal with Down syndrome. Maybe I should pull that one back.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yes, a
Or
little bit.
at least change the
Y'all know
verbiage.
what I mean.
Y'all-
Change the
oh,
verbiage or something.
I'm talking about old head retarded. How we used
You
to
could have
say it,
said
not
re-
the new
you
you
version.
should have said remedial or
You
something.
Remedial.
You
Remedial.
can't put the dookie back in the horse.
Yeah,
champ.
it's
You said it.
out. Another podcast to check out, AO Podcast. So,
Ayo.
is that the only podcast that you executive produce, or do you have others that maybe we don't
It's
know
not
about?
executive producing.
Producing?
It's just production. It's
Okay.
just you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But right now, no. I got some folks that are talking that want to do some just audio things, and they are working. But that's really you know what I mean. I get a lot of calls, and I can't just be like, well, yo, we got to talk about a fee, and but. Like, I get a lot of calls with, yo, I want to do this. Yo, what should I do? And I come from a family full of teachers. My, like, aunts, cousins. My wife, I married a teacher.
Okay.
And her mom was a teacher. Like, and so that is just, you know what I mean? It's just my natural response to be like, okay, well, this is what you should do first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I think I know I put a lot of work in to know what I know now.
Okay.
And so, you know, it's kind of a know your worth type of
Mhm.
thing.
Right.
But I still kind of wrestle with that. I don't like to jump out there like, all right, well, nigga, if you want me to do this, I can teach you, but I need some bread.
Right.
I need to find some kind of middle ground. But I have been called Podcast Yoda. You
Do
know
or
what I'm
do
saying?
not. There
Would
is
you
no
like me to
try.
call you that from now on?
No, absolutely not.
Podcast
Podcast Yoda,
Absolutely
are you
not.
sure?
Podcast Yoda is
Ill
very
fan
funny.
Podcast Yoda?
Ill fan.
Yoda Podcast Ill Fan? Yoda Ill Fan Podcast Yoda?
Podcasting.
Why you can't do that with your own name? You
What?
can't fix it like how you just be throwing all his names around. You can't
did fix my
no,
name.
I'm playing. I'm fucking with you.
Nick So Loud, right? Isn't that the new one?
No, you still ugly as a motherfucker though. Sorry.
Well, tell me how you really feel.
But no seams.
No, so listen. You're doing great work out here, brother.
Yes.
And I had you on because as we, as a team, not safe it is, jump to the space, I'm the type of person as well who likes to research. And you were one of the many podcasts, especially out of the city, that it was like, okay, they're doing something that I can admire, something that I can learn
Really
from.
quick before, because I don't want to derail your
Yes.
your outro.
Yes.
However, you mentioned the DMV.
Yes.
Where does the DMV stop?
Oh, is this going to be something? Am I jumping in?
He about to learn something real quick. You about to school him or
All right,
something?
so,
This is real talk.
so DC, Maryland, Virginia, right?
That's
And-
those are the
cool. That's how it breaks down. And then
Right.
where does it stop? Like how
How-
where's the gerrymandering line?
how
where,
far north does it go? How far south does it go?
Okay,
Ooh.
so I guess everything.
Because
is,
I'll preface this with I am completely of the belief that it does not agree with state lines.
so I thought it's for north. It would go as far as Maryland state lines, and it's Virginia would be the southernmost region.
The DMV goes from Laurel to Richmond.
Oh, so we not a part of that. Huh?
them niggas. We could. It's a different.
So
thing
they
when
gonna
we-
set. They
Ain't
gonna
that a
take
bitch?
Maryland and
Wait
set
a minute.
Baltimore.
How the fuck is they gonna just
They gonna
exclude
kick us out of
Baltimore?
this
though?
It's not an exclusion, but Baltimore is its own creature. It's its own thing.
Is that why we don't get no play like that from all the rest of these people out here?
Now, ain't this some
I'm
bullshit?
tired of folk. You know what I'm talking about? Closed-minded folk, but they're like the South got something to say. Shout out to Andre Ben. It's Baltimore is its own creature. The DMV kind of falls in line under really what DC does. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds about right.
It's just really what that is. I really don't think the DMV extends north of Laurel.
Who else think this?
Great deal of folks.
Ain't that a bitch?
Like the
Great
true
deal of
DMVers.
But this is like one
The
of
true
the
DMVers.
So
this
what
is
the
one of the
fuck?
conversations. This is one of the conversations that we've had consistently on Where's Buffy since the beginning.
Right.
Because I am not from Baltimore.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from Severn, 21144. You right now.
Way out there. I've been to several ones.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Well, hold up. Well, see, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem, black people.
I'm listening.
We need to come together. See, we got segments and breakdowns upon breakdowns and segments.
Mhm.
What we should do is recognize that it should be state lines. Why not? Not the jargon and lingo
We
and
gotta
what food,
celebrate our
mambo
differences,
sauce
too.
and shit.
We gotta celebrate.
No,
our
we ain't got to
differences.
celebrate our differences. You know why? I don't know why.
Right.
Help me, Marvin. Help me. They trying to kick us out.
Hey, look, I'm sorry. I can't help you with
Trying
that
to
one.
kick us out.
Hey, look, no, you
Hell, I'm
celebrate.
going to California,
you
man. Fuck
you
all
celebrate
y'all.
the
How about
differences,
that?
but
How
you.
about that?
Cuz-
I'm from up. No, let me chill out.
Cuz-
Man. I know some
Oh,
real
no,
niggas
no,
blood. I know
no,
some
no,
real
no,
Crips
I
out
ain't
here.
trying to
Oh, all right.
I know some real ones out here.
I might
nigga.
got muscles, nigga,
I'm
but they
pulling all
don't
that
deflect
shit
bullets.
But then that's
play
crazy.
video
But
games.
look,
I
look,
play
look.
video games.
Back to me giving you your flowers because I don't know when I'm gonna see you
I
again.
appreciate that. Bro.
I-
Pride sometimes.
When I jump into a space, I like to learn from those who have been in there already. I am not that egotistical to feel like I know it all or that I can't learn from someone's successes and or mistakes, right?
absolutely.
So you are one of those people that I hold in high regard.
I appreciate
I
that.
appreciate your production value. I appreciate the moves you make in front and behind the scenes. And I wish you much, much success. And I feel like we can all continue to grow, especially if we help push together.
That's a fact.
And it don't got to be no DMV shit. It can just be good brothers. Good
Absolutely.
brothers, sisters,
Mhm.
creatives, even those who are behind the scenes, right? The fans just as much.
Yeah.
If you like to help
Everybody.
push it. And we're here for you. I assume that's that in return.
Absolutely.
And you know, I want to kind of say I want to come on Black Wrestling, but I don't. I feel like I'm gonna go in that motherfucker and don't know what.
It
the fuck.
really
You
be
like
just-
wrestling? Wrestling? It's
Yeah.
been a while.
Yeah,
I don't know, we'll figure it
So
out.
it's so
I haven't-
wrestling's a
haven't
weird thing though, because you can't watch it like you watched it when you was a kid.
Right.
That's impossible. That is why most like grown niggas can't reconcile watching wrestling now.
Right.
Because you can't watch it and know, oh, that nigga ain't even hit him. Like you can't watch
You know
it
what
like
the
that.
new you know what the new wrestling is, right? You know what the real man sport is, right?
TV shows.
MMA, baby. Come to the dark side.
See, MMA is different.
Come on, come to the dark side, baby.
MMA is different.
Niggas is dying on
Now,
the
hit you-
camera.
now,
hit
It's
this,
like,
is,
no.
this is a
They probably die
separate
wrestling, too.
this is a separate
True.
argument because my second favorite sport after football is boxing.
Okay.
So, which is another argument that we
Uh-huh.
can have because everybody like, oh, MMA kill boxing.
No. They are all together.
Sort
I'm a
of.
big family.
Sort of.
Well, I mean, MMA is the
Sort of.
supreme sport because boxing is limited. So if I had to go fight right, and me and you had to go fight right now, we gonna fight. We ain't gonna say, all right, hold up, these are the rules and parameters.
Mhm.
We fighting, and you only punch me. My arm most likely is gonna be longer than your. My leg is gonna be longer than your arm. My leg, not my other leg, right? I'ma kick you in the motherfucking jaw while you throwing your jab. I'm just gonna step back and whop. So, or let's say if you're a better boxer than me, I just go to grappling. If you have no wrestling, if you know what a single leg is, or ankle pick, or high crotch to a hip toss, you're fucked. So that's why I have love for boxing. My first martial art I ever learned, I consider it a martial art, is boxing. But if all you doing is this, and this motherfucker hit you with something that you ain't never seen before, which happened to me in MMA school, you fucked. So that's why I just put on a tier base MMA, because it's like all of the schools come together
So,
and make it.
as if you look at it as almost like an art form, that is correct. However, if you look at it as a spectator, there is nothing in sports like a heavyweight knockout. Nothing in
Oh,
sports.
well, heavyweight knockout,
Like
and we got those two heavyweights.
You do. That, however,
Flying knees.
there is nothing. If you had two legitimate heavyweight contenders, right, that both Americans, because we had that problem with boxing here, is we don't have a lot of American heavyweights because
Yeah,
most of them
representative.
niggas go play football
Right.
and go get some real bread. the draw is different, man. That Floyd Mayweather draw, there hasn't been an MMA draw.
Well, listen, we're 20 years in. You talking about 20 years versus hundreds of years?
That's correct.
Definitely, if not hundreds,
Yeah.
hundreds. So it's a time thing too.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely
I'm not.
time
So
consistent.
for a spectator, I'm not saying one is better than the other because we all subjectively like what we like.
Right.
I'm just saying limits on.
the actual
display of
technique
the
on
actual-
the
yeah,
art itself.
absolutely.
But
The
I
art itself.
love boxing, and if you can't box and you go into MMA, you're fucked.
Mhm.
You can't grapple and go into MMA, you're fucked. But
Shout out
yeah,
to
yeah.
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ronda Rousey. You can't come in here like this.
Yeah, no
you
doubt.
saw that head kick?
Mm.
She could bust my ass too, by the way. So if you ever see it, just know.
Hey,
I'm
if you
just
want to
saying.
come on and kick Nick's ass, I'll record the shit for free.
You ain't gonna kick my ass. I'm gonna tell you when.
That sound like something that's going on Pornhub.
Anywho,
Black man gets beat cuckolded by a white woman. No husband.
Cuckold.
oh shit.
Hey, yeah, I ain't got time.
How do we even get to that?
Don't know.
matter. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Definitely
you always have a
appreciate it.
platform here with us.
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna continue to. I gotta watch what I say, but I ain't. I'm gonna say I'm gonna digest your stuff, your thing, man. But nah,
my
fuck
You can't
that.
say the thing.
I wanna
Why you
stop
ain't
and
just
my thing?
Why you ain't just say knowledge, bro? Like you just.
Gang.
How do you say
Like-
you're gonna keep appreciating your work? I'll keep appreciating.
There you go. Appreciate his
just
art
said
form.
it.
Well, see,
His
I don't want to limit
knowledge,
my
like-
vocabulary because everything has a sexuality.
You ain't
innuendo
limiting the
to it.
vocabulary if you just
So
say.
why you
what-
can't say digest to another man?
You
can
can
say
say,
digest,
but you can say
you can't
knowledge. You ain't
digest
gotta say
stuff.
thing. or
Digest your knowledge, but then that goes into brain, and now brain is head, and now it's pause again. Is it time? Okay, other guest is here. Ill fam, we appreciate
Yes,
you, brother. Let's
appreciate
give him one
you,
more
bro.
shout out.
One
Thank
more.
you so. Oh no, you
Hey.
gotta get up like
You
that.
want me,
We sign.
yeah, you want me to do my outro or you want me?
All right, so you gonna do your outro.
Okay.
I'm gonna kiss your ass this way. You gonna
Pause.
do your outro.
Okay.
Then you gonna close us out.
All right.
All right. So thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you,
on.
bro.
Not safe for motherfucking
Motherfucking
ears.
is.
Got Ill fan from Where's Buffy.
My ears made it. My ears made it, by the way.
Bung, you made it. You
Yeah.
made it. Thank you so much. Let me put
Yeah,
you.
we
Tell them where they can
didn't
follow
get a
you
chance
at.
to talk about it.
Hey man, IlFam79 on your social media of choice, aka the Anderson podcast, and aka Captain Bro Albano, aka Brew Diamond Phillips, aka Thicky the Dragon Steamboat, aka Pod Champagne, God's favorite podcast, the aka Potty Piper. I'm here to podcast and chew bubble gum. Check out at Where's Buffy on your social media of choice. At Black Wrestling, that's BLACKRASSLIN. Shout out to Cal, shout out to Matt, shout out to LK, shout out to Diz, shout out to Brother Brock, shout out to this crew, man. Ill fam. You already know.
See, I wasn't prepared when I went on his show. He did that same shit. I was like, that shit's so smooth. All right, go ahead, Marvin.
All right, so like first and foremost, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Not Safe for Ears. Make sure you get at us on the emails, notsafeforears@gmail.com. Make sure you go to the Instagram, Not Safe for Ears. Check out Nick So Loud. Make sure you definitely check out our guest, Ill Fam. Make sure you check out their podcast, Where's Buffy. I'm MG2_fit on Instagram. Make sure y'all go to the YouTube channel, hit subscribe, then hit the 3 little buttons in the top right hand corner, hit the post notifications so y'all can get the message as soon as we go live. And make sure y'all check us out. And we out, bitch.
Ooh, look at those underarms. Jesus Christ.
Nigga.
Oh, we out. You heard what he said. I